Hello, my name is Mark, and welcome to Mark Thought About It. I am your host. What will be today's topic? Well, Mark thought about it, and you know, I cannot hold it in any longer. The Chicago Bears do not know how to master the draft room. For those who don't know, NFL teams have what they call as a draft. They are the ones that pick from the best college players that are coming out turning pro. Each team gets picks first round, second round, third round, up to the seventh round. It's up to you to decide what you want to do with those draft picks. You can take your number one pick and pick the best player in college that's available to you. You can trade it to another team for a player on a team or trade draft picks and accumulate more draft picks. Or you can just swap positions with someone, go to a lower draft position, and that team will reward you with a couple of extra picks. That's how drafting works. Now, anybody that knows me know I have a deep affiliation with my Chicago team, close to my heart. So I'm constantly wearing Bears, Cubs, White Sox, Bulls, Blackhawks. And it just so happens that everywhere I went, doesn't matter if I was at a grocery store, over a friend's house, or whatever, they all ask me, what are the Bears going to do? What should they do with that number one pick? Since they were picking the first overall. And they also had the number nine pick as well. So before I answer what my answer was, let me tell you what the Chicago Bears chose to do. Before I answer that, the Chicago Bears selected quarterback Caleb Williams with the number one pick, overall pick. The Bears had previously had a quarterback by the name of Justin Fields. They drafted him in 2021. He played for the Chicago Bears from 2021, 22, 23. While he was with the Chicago Bears, he accumulated a total of 40 touchdowns. He threw 30 interceptions, and he was sacked 135 times. Sounds like a lot. It is a lot, but it could have been a lot more if he wasn't more elusive and getting rid of the ball. But you still get hit while you're throwing the ball away and get picked up off the ground. So the Chicago Bears have what they call an offensive line. Every team does. Their job is to hike the ball, protect the quarterback, give him time to throw, give him time to hand the ball off, block for the running back, and so on. The Chicago Bears have had a terrible draft time trying to get good offensive linemen. During the time that the Bears had Justin Fields, it was running for your life. Yes, he was running for his life every time the ball was hiked. And instead of addressing it every year that he was the Bears quarterback, the Bears changed what they call the offensive coordinator, the person who was in charge of the offense, meaning that he had now have to learn a new system every year that he was there. Prior to the question being asked of me, I thought about it long and hard. And I didn't like what I was seeing because it was the Bears front office themselves that was putting all of the blame on the young quarterback Justin Fields. Some quote unquote Bear fans fell for the okie doke. Oh, it's Justin Fields' fault. We just need we get that one quarterback, we'll be all right. That's not how this works. It does not work like that. You can't plug and play a quarterback in without addressing his protection. Made that point to say this here. I told you what the Bears did. Now I'm going to say what they should have did. You keep Justin Fields, even if it's for another year. You take your number one pick and you trade the number one pick. You move what they call moving down. You move down from number one to number 5 or number 7 or 6 or 7. You'll still be in the top 10 pick. And you address it by getting offensive line help. So, not only do you get to switch positions with the person, but they have to now reward you. How do they reward you? They'll give you an extra pick in this year's draft, which will be their second or third pick. And they'll give you their next year's number one pick. Okay? So you count how many more bodies you get and how early in the rounds that you get to pick them. Available to the Chicago Bears had they moved to number 5. You had a player by the name of Joe Alt out of Notre Dame, considered one of the prize picks coming out of college. Okay? If you didn't do that, move down to number 7. Who got picked at number 7 this year? J.C. Latham, Alabama, another prize pick offensive lineman. You had your choices between either or. You start over on the offensive line and you plug in that way. Also, as I spoke about it, the Chicago Bears had the number 9 pick. One thing they did do, they went out and they signed a wide receiver by the name of Keenan Allen. And you still, at number 9, pick wide receiver Rome Odunze. Instead, you trade that pick. You take that number 9 pick in the top 10, which is prize. You move down to 17, 18, 19. You take that team's switch and get their next year's or 2 years from now first round pick. And then also another second round or third round pick. You counting the bodies now? And with that 17 or 18 pick, you go ahead and you pick up Troy Fautanu, another prize offensive lineman available, who ended up going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who's happy to have him. So, you ended up with a quarterback and a wide receiver. You didn't need it. You had a quarterback. You had a great wide receiver already in DJ Moore. Now, let me address something about that. Last year, with Justin Fields, DJ Moore, wide receiver, Chicago Bears, caught 96 passes. That's 96 receptions. That is a great, great number. And he had a total of 1,364 yards. Another set of great, great numbers. So how is that Justin Fields' fault that you didn't win? He found DJ Moore. And by doing so, you won. You did not address the offensive line. Still same, sad on the offensive line. You, 2, brought in a rookie quarterback coming in who now has to, just like Justin Fields, running for his life. Yes, running for his life. He won't have the time. He won't learn the couple of years of learning that Justin Fields learned, the experience now that he has. You have an inexperienced quarterback. This is going to frustrate your DJ Moore. This is going to frustrate Keenan Allen. This is going to frustrate your tight ends. And it won't be that quarterback's fault. We're going to be sitting there looking at the fact that the Chicago Bears could have had 2 first-round picks this year, 2 first-round picks next year, 2 first-round picks 2 years after 2 years from now, with the accumulation of second and third-round picks thrown in. I can hear y'all now. I think I'm beginning to understand some of y'all right now. I can hear y'all saying, man, I don't see how you think that could have worked. Nobody would have fell for that type of stuff. That's what you think? Because that's sure what the Houston Texans did in last year's draft. The number 2 overall pick went to Houston. And they took the quarterback Stroud. They made the trade to get the number 3 pick right behind it. And they picked up the defensive player of the year. They ended up with both the offensive player rookie of the year and the defensive rookie of the year in their 2 selections with a rookie coach. And everybody was wondering, like they just came out of nowhere. No, they ain't come out of nowhere. It was great drafting. And in the same draft, they picked up the wide receiver Tank Dell in the later rounds. Tank Dell was amazing last year until he broke his leg trying to run like a running back from the 1-yard line. The blueprint was set. Just do what Houston did. If you make those picks, and I forgot the young man's name at the time, but the defensive player, rookie of the year, was named Will Anderson, came out of Alabama. So forgive me for that oversight. So my thinking is this here. I know it might look like I'm doing Monday morning quarterbacks and talking about the after effect and the after. But at the same time, you had 2 picks that could have easily turned into 6 or 7 picks. Multiple first-round picks, multiple second-round picks, multiple third-round picks for 3 years. This is how you front office. You don't point a finger at a quarterback and say it's his fault when he's running for his life. And where is Justin Fields right now? In Pittsburgh with the Steelers, Mike Tomlin. And at this time I'm recording, sitting at 3-0. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that Justin Fields is going to be the MVP this year. I'm not saying that. But you can see where he's learned. The same thing that he's doing in Pittsburgh is the same thing he could have been doing for the Bears right now with additional offensive line help. Now, if you want to go to next year and go another quarterback route, then you do so. But you know that you got the future of draft picks in your hand. Certain teams master that. Certain teams know how to handle that. But the problem is those certain teams are the ones that win Super Bowls. This is what Bill Belichick does with New England. Always had those assets. Always had an additional asset. I had to get that off of my chest because honestly, as a Bears fan, I just don't like to see the repetitive of the same old, same old. Every year it's the same old, same old. And then we have these fans out here that want to boo those players instead of booing that front office. Now let's address that front office for a minute. coming back from the days of Papa Bear Hallis. Now his daughter, probably in her 90s by now, Virginia McCaskey, and her family are running it into the ground, but running it. They really do need to sell this team. They like to be cheapskates. They like to, I don't know. I don't know. But at a time in a division that the Chicago Bears are in, the division is there for the taking. Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota. Somebody got to win it. And all the Bears had to do was address the offensive line. They have always had great defenses in Chicago. They have a really good defense now. They won their first game blocking a punt, running an interception in. These are the type of things Chicago Bears are known for. But we have never, I'm asking as a question, when is the last time a Chicago Bears offensive lineman made a Pro Bowl? Do we have to go all the way back to Jimbo Covert? Do we? Maybe Olin Kreutz. Just coming off the top of my head here. But I don't know it be from recent memory. So, if anybody from the Chicago Bears is looking at this here in the front office, hey, man, time is a wasting, man. Time is running out. Do something, man. And stop blaming your quarterbacks and stop blaming your players for your personnel decisions. I'm going to keep this one short. Like I said, I just had to get it off my chest, that's all. I'll be watching the Bears game this week, hoping and praying that we got a win in us, I guess. But please make comments below and see if I'm just being a fan over addressing something. If I'm on point, if you see what I'm talking about, that's all I'm asking. And if you will, please continue your support. Hit me with any likes, and if you can subscribe, I would really appreciate it. I love bringing out content to you, and I hope to speak with you all soon. So take care. Bye-bye.